Chapter 14. Sorry for late update. Quite busy with life after college. Subquest. Unlike the usual La Elta quest, where you can choose the level of difficulty and level up when you clear it, it's a kind of quest that doesn't let the players level up even if they clear it. However, the players can get compensation without leveling up. Weapons, items, even gaining stat if the player was lucky. If a player has a good stat and ability, they can choose a higher level of difficulty in their next La Elta quest, so the subquest was just as important as the La Elta quest. There are many players who only look for subquests. Of course, not everyone are fortunate to get subquest. Subquests can be received through NPCs or residents of La Elta, but they cannot be given if the players and NPCs weren't close. Acquaintance. In terms of games, players have to build trust, reputation, and likability to get it. Like today, many players were standing in front of the quest board, and until today, there was never a subquest given by the quest board. It's not just one or two players who received the notification, but it was collective quest for all players. It was like an event. It's a new quest. What's this? It's like a quest you can do only in Veriford. For now, I accept. I accept it. Subquest without penalty is acceptable. Everyone started to flock to the quest board from as soon as they heard the rumor. Jong Yi-jun, who was standing at the end of the quest board, quickly accepted the quest and read the details before it was too late. Subquest. Finding Sir Ian. Sir Ian returned to Veriford after a long journey. Find Sir Ian, introduce yourself, and show him that you are interested in the monster trial. If you are lucky, he might take you to the next monster trial. Rewards: Muscle Strength +2. Muscular Strength +2 was not a bad reward. He couldn't believe that the reward for just visiting someone and introducing themselves to him was this. Furthermore, if they are lucky, he may lead them to a linked quest. If I meet Ian and increase my likability, can I get a connection request? Who is Sir Ian? Has anyone heard who he is? I don't know. That's a very common name, isn't it? How am I supposed to find him? Who's been on? Are there any people with updates about it yet? I'm sure someone knows something about it. I want to go to visit the website. Hey, I haven't met the conditions for my return yet. Yeah, I'm going to. It was quite ridiculous to rush out on a portal, assuming that information on the quest about Sir Ian may have already been released. They overlooked that this was not a real game, but a reality. Are they not going to look at it and solve it by themselves? Some even went to break their La Elta quest immediately because they didn't meet the conditions for their return yet. For sure, they were thinking about looking for Ian when the year redone with their La Elta quest. The name Ian. Jong Yi-jun, sure he have heard of it from somewhere. Well, it was a common name, so he might have heard it somewhere. But it was not like that. It seemed like he was forgetting something. Perhaps, I read it in a book from the library. Jong Yi-jun liked to read books. From ordinary literature books to fantasy novels. He read books without minding the genre. Even after becoming a player, he spent a lot of time reading books that he couldn't read back on Earth. This was the reason why his level was very low, but his authority to read the information on was the same as the high ranker. This was due to discoveries he had made by reading books of La Elta and then posting it on the website. Hello. Welcome, June. What book are you going to read today? Entering Veriford's only library, Mr. Falmer, the head of the library, welcomed him. There were no other employees or librarians. This was not a big library. Wait a minute. Come to think of it, Ian, he's back in Veriford. Perhaps the residents of Veriford knew about him. Mr. Falmer, do you happen to know about Sir Ian? Of course I know. Do you know the biggest mansion here? The owner of the mansion is him. What? The owner of that mansion is Sir Ian. That huge house is the house of a man named Ian. Players didn't see the owner coming out of the house, so most of them thought he was stuck in the bedroom because he was sick. Then, in order to succeed in this subquest, can't just go to the mansion and say hello. You won't be able to meet him even if you visit. He has been away for decades. No, I heard he is back. What? Really? Yeah, really. He's back in Veriford. This information can't be wrong. The information was from the system window, so it's 100% certain. Mr. Falmer's reaction seems more intense than Jong Yi-jun thought. Was Sir Ian so influential? The clue from the subquest was that he came back from a long journey. June, can you do me a favor? What is it? A quest. This was definitely a subquest. You have to get no matter what. If you're looking for Sir Ian, can you bring back to me a story about his journey when you meet him? His journey. Yes, to the monster trial. Monster trial. It was mentioned in the quest window, but this subquest seems to have a lot to do with monster trial. I'm going to make a booklet out of his journey. Maybe the book will go down in history. It would be great if his experience was made into a book. The story of his journey to the monster trial will go down in history? That sounds unreasonable. Mr. Falmer was not a braggart, but sometimes he exaggerates. However, by saying such nice things, he could increase his favorability and increase his probability of receiving subquests. Mr. Falmer replied with a grin. This is not the first time his achievements have been recorded in a book, so I don't know if you'll like it. What? Do you want to read it? While he stood puzzled, Mr. Falmer found a book and handed it to him. He opened the book unexpectedly. What's so interesting about him? Oh. Chapter 15. I don't know what's going on, but I know that the system/the quest board had hit me on the back of my head pretty hard. If it didn't want to give me a quest, why update me on what you don't need to give me? Suddenly, I saw many people rushing toward the quest board and then went toward the portal. I don't think that staying here was a good choice either. Soon, I got out of the crowd and went to the portal. He is here. He is back. Lee Sung-han, did you complete the quest? Before it's too late, take the player awakening test. Hey, Lee Sung-han, you need to sign the portal usage record. You've used it twice, so here, please sign your name twice. Do you see the status window? What's your ability? What about La Elta? Did you enjoy the quest? The people I was with before were now all flocking around me. First, I signed the paper that Park Sung-jung gave me and then got on the minibus, ignoring the others. I went to the Suwon branch of the Players Union Inspection Center. After a series of tests, the result came out. Lee Sung-han is an ordinary person. I knew it. What? No way. I knew it. They should have let me finish what I was going to say. This was already my third time doing this test. He definitely entered the portal. We've seen him go to La Elta through the portal, but he don't see the status window default information. The default information does not appear if there is no status window, and all players have a status window by default. If you don't have a status window, you're a normal person. No, he had cleared the quest. How come he does not have a status window? Sung-han, please say something. Oh, I didn't complete the quest. Look at this. He had completed the quest what? Realizing what I just said, they looked back at me. Well, I feel embarrassed if they look at me like that. Scratching the back of my head, I said, it's true that I can go to La Elta with the portal, but the status window didn't appear even if I touched the quest board. Also, I didn't finish the quest. I just came out. Then when will I receive my ID? After asking the question, I was treated like a madman and almost got kicked out. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I didn't want to keep it a secret, but news came out instantly after coming from the Suwon. I've lost track of time just by looking at the comments. Is La Elta free access for ordinary people who don't even have a status window? Is he the only one that's special, or is La Elta accessible to the public? He's the only one special. As a result of the confirmation, no one else is allowed in. The only thing that distinguished players and non-players was the presence of status window, but he doesn't have status windows, yet going to La Elta was possible. If he didn't have either one of them, he's just a normal person. The Players Union will decide on what to do with him. Every time I go to La Elta, I have to break the quest. The higher the level, the harder. I haven't been able to get back to Earth since I shot level 101 either, so I didn't want to go back to La Elta. Level 101, the commoner above me, is so strong. I'm serious. I'm Lee Sung-hyun, and I'm level 87823521 if you're level 101. But aren't we supposed to take him and study him? Find a way for the general public to get to La Elta, or for the players to get back without breaking the quest. I've never seen him find anything right. But we've gotten a little more accurate about monsters. Back in the day, I used to talk nonsense about all sorts of players, but now I'm good at it. How do you research with a living person? Dissecting him? I think it's a little noisy because of the controversy over whether he is a player or an ordinary person. Unfortunately, the Players Union has concluded that he is an ordinary person. He hasn't reported to the media yet, but he's just letting me know. It is true that being able to move to La Elta is a player's unique ability. They concluded that it was impossible to identify individual capabilities through the status window and increase their capabilities through quests, so it is impossible to fight monsters or attack dungeons. Rumors must have spread in the research center, but it's already annoying. When I get to work, I don't want anyone to give me work and talk to me. I'm going to sleep. Oh, I want to quit. Quitting the job is a must. Chapter 16. Really? What? You could go to La Elta through the portal. Are you serious? As soon as I got home, I couldn't even say hello, but my brother was already asking me so many questions. How did you know? When a player is identified during the awakening test, the union contact top guild like us. Like the benefit of recruiting before other guilds could do it. Really? Isn't that an invasion of privacy or something? Aren't they stealing my personal information and sell it to guilds? You signed a consent form before the test. If you read it carefully, there's something related to that in the middle. There's a list of which guild your information goes to, but even if you say no, we have our own ways to find it out. Who the hell reads that long consent letter form meticulously? It's almost a scam, isn't it? Don't people hate it when you do that? I've never seen anyone hate it after being contacted by our guild. They are mostly excited. But isn't it controversial? It's like your professor recommend you to one of its connection after graduate, so you could easily get a job. Who would hate it? I am. I'm not even a player, but what are they going to do with my information? Don't change the subject. So did you really go to La Elta? Oh, that's right. I have no status window, no quest. But hey, I'm so strong without that. Don't talk nonsense. Since you're not a player, the union contacted me first. In this situation, they asked if I wanted to reveal your information to another guild, and I said no for now. Why are they asking my brother about my personal information? Are they discriminating because I am just an ordinary person? You don't have a status window, nor you can do quest, but going to La Elta out of curiosity is like jumping into a fireball. You know that, right? It's annoying to argue with my brother, so I just nodded. Actually, even if I don't have a status window, I have power. It's not that I haven't thought about showing my strength. I am just lazy going around and looking for an agency to prove myself. I was thinking about using the excuse of, I'm Lee Sung-hyun's younger brother, if some people were to interview me. However, wouldn't there be a lot of articles like player Lee Sung-hyun have the ability to awaken the general public? It's good to have a free pass called Lee Sung-hyun, but I think it's going to cause more trouble for both of us, so I'll put that reason on hold for now. We'll take care of your information so it doesn't leak. I'm also going to control the media. He added, don't pay attention to it and go to the player lab. Let your brother take care of your mess. Is he worried that I would recklessly become a player because I can go to La Elta? I can't say it to him because he may not believe, but brother, your younger brother is stronger than you. After checking that both my brother and mother were busy doing their job, I quickly headed to the kitchen. Meat. Not too long ago, I got caught by my mom while secretly taking meat out of the freezer. I was scolded for trying to eat so secretly in the middle of the night. I think she started to get suspicious of the meat disappearing little by little after that, and she became more suspicious because there was no sign of using kitchen tools. No matter how crazy her son is, he won't eat raw meat. Found you meat. I saw several pieces of meat that were hidden deep inside of the freezer. Of course, I don't have a unique appetite for raw meat. This is for Blackie. Woof woof. As I go to the backyard with the meat, Blackie welcomed me. At first, I gave him dog food, but he didn't eat it. I just wasted my money. Now I buy raw meat on my way home from work, but because I have no work on weekends, I secretly take out the meat from the freezer. It will become a big problem if Blackie were to eat someone who just passed by because I forgot to feed him. Chapter 17. While Lee Sung-han was enjoying the weekend, a new forum topic on caused an uproar. The thread can only be accessed by players in. The forum of the website is usually used to share knowledge about quests and monsters. It's a place full of threads asking for advice. On the forum topic, where many people choose to remain anonymous, a new topic was posted, titled, New Findings I Am Quite Baffled Of. Author June. There's no one who isn't aware of the new subquest of Finding Ian. Recently, I've been in search of new clues, and I happened to get a book this time. It was a book about Edward Alvaro, the current emperor. The current emperor was crowned emperor about 25 years ago at the age of 28. What's surprising was the war that lasted almost 10 years before then. I know reading about history story is boring, so I'll summarize it and get straight to the point. In the book that I read, there was someone who could be considered the hero. He's a commoner, and he's from Veraford. The current emperor appointed him as a knight and helped him participate in the war. As you know, commoners aren't allowed to participate. Did you get what I'm pointing at? That's right. It's him. That commoner is Sir Ian. It is said that he still uses the name Ian without his last name. The current emperor tried to grant him the position of count and give him an estate, but he refused and returned to his hometown of Veraford. Of course, everyone seems to treat him as a temporary aristocrat. Anyway, he's not only a hero to La Elta, but also to the people of Veraford. Unlike now, Veraford before was an abandoned place where the monster might break out at any time. However, Sir Ian almost annihilated the monster, and now Veraford is safe. According to a villager I talked to, Sir Ian has left Veraford in order to subjugate monsters. He also said that the largest mansion in Veraford is the property of Sir Ian. I went to see him first, but the butler said that he isn't currently there. All right, everybody, complete your quests. Comment. Is the info reliable? No. I think this is real. It's written by June. His title is Reading King. So this information should be quite accurate. Thank you. Thank you for the information. Let's try to complete the quest. Titled, I recently read this novel. Author, Anonymous. Has anyone read the novel 50 Years in La Elta? I don't think many have read it so far. This is the link. I knew that I heard the name Ian somewhere, and when I came back to read some novel, I stumbled on this while searching on my reading list. The protagonist is named Ian. His hometown is Veraford, and he is a commoner knight. The novel is all about wars and fighting monsters. There's a part about refusing to being the count and coming back to Veraford to live in his mansion. Did you know when this novel was written? 3 years ago. Comment. When I read how the author write, I immediately drop it. The author must have picked up a history book and copied it from somewhere. So, did a player wrote this? Hey, but isn't everything written here true? No way. Only basics information are true, and the rest is fiction. I used to read this novel. Just the first episode. I asked about Ian's habits in the first episode, but the author didn't answer. Several similar posts were posted, and the forum topic was noisy for a while. Most people say that the player happens to have some good information and wrote the story. However, 2 days later, a new post was posted. Titled, Transcendental Guild Member. Author, Anonymous. First, I'll certify you as a member of the Transcendental Guild. Personal ID hidden. See? If you don't believe me, I'll take a first come. I'll post more proofs. I read the trending novel yesterday. In the 23rd episode, Ian Swordsmith was in Veraford, so I've been there. You know the blacksmiths on the left-hand side of the quest board? I asked him about this blacksmith from the novel, and he said it was his father. He's lying on bed, and I barely met him after 10 subquests that his son gave me. When I asked if Ian's sword was made by him, he was so surprised because he was the only one who knew about it. Now, the question is, how did the author came to know it? The name of the sword in the novel is correct, and the ingredients are correct. I don't think this is an ordinary novel. We're looking for the author in our guild, too. Comment. How come you are from Transcendental Guild if each of their rookies has set dates to enter La Elta? I could go immediately because the dates overlap. If you don't believe me, here's a photo of my sked. Picture. Anonymous, please shot yourself on your forehead and prove it. Are you out of your mind? Next to your ID, take a picture of yourself with AV and write today's date. Here you go. Photo and date while face is hidden behind a bear emoji. Wow. Then this is certified from Transcendental Guild. If this is true, shouldn't we start with that novel as a clue? I can't believe you're a Transcendental Guild member. Titled, The Author of 50 Years in La Elta. Author, Anonymous. The only people who knew about the sword were the blacksmith and Sir Ian, and if the blacksmith had never spoken about it to anyone else, it would have been Sir Ian. That means that the writer knows Sir Ian. The possibilities are as follows. 1. It's ranker. He may be an unofficial ranker or a top ranker who secretly dreamed of becoming a novelist. Sir Ian seemed most likely to have met with him and heard this from him. He wrote a novel based on that, and sadly, no one wanted to read it. However, considering that novel was written 3 years ago, It doesn't make sense that even if he were an early awakening player, he became close enough to meet Sir Ian in person to listen to his personal history. I don't think this OS possible, even if it is the great Lee Sung-hyun. 2. Skill capability. You know, there's a prophecy skill. Maybe not the future, it's the past. It's a little different. He kept dreaming Sir Ian's past, and he tried writing it as a novel because he might think he got some novel inspiration and not exactly a skill. Maybe he didn't now he's capable of that. Sometimes hidden skills are not registered in the status window. Something that requires certain conditions to be achieved or something like that. 3. It's a regressor. This subquest and other related future players. That's why he knew all the details. He got back in time and gave us a hint. He may want us to meet Sir Ian and finally finish this La Elta. 4. Sir Ian has moved dimensionally. Sir Ian moved to Earth or was reborn in Earth. Why is such a great person so bad at writing? He only held a sword in his life, so he had never held a pen. Comment. What's number 3 and 4? Stop reading novels. Has anyone been reading memories or talking nonsense lately? I really doubt that the one who wrote that is Sir Ian. LOL. There's a possibility of number 2, but hidden skill. Isn't that a rumor? Just a rumor. It's a piece of crap that came from a kid in America whining to the state that he had a hidden skill and that the way to unlock it was to spend $100 million. When the novel, which received no attention initially, got a surge in the number of views and comments overnight. The number of comments were posted was tens or hundreds of comments a day. However, Lee Sung-hyun, the author, did not know all of this. He is not a player, so he can't read the recent trending topics. Also, he haven't logged in for the past 3 years on the novel site.